Imagine a world turned to glass. Overnight, a brutal ice storm sweeps through, encasing everything in a silent, glittering tomb. An elderly couple tucked away in their remote cabin miles from anyone. This isn't just an inconvenience. It's a full-blown crisis. The silence that follows is absolute, broken only by the howl of the wind and the eerie creak of ice-laden trees. An ice storm, brutal and sudden, descended upon the remote cabin where an elderly couple, John and Mary, had built their life. The power grid, unable to withstand the assault, surrenders completely, plunging them into a deep, biting cold. For weeks, they were plunged into a frigid, silent winter, miles from any hope. Their cozy retreat became a frozen prison. Days bleed into a week, and then two. The canned goods in the pantry begin to dwindle. The firewood pile, their only source of heat, shrinks at an alarming rate. The crackle of their wood-burning stove was the only sound against the howling wind. But their woodpile, once a proud stack, dwindled with alarming speed. Food, carefully rationed, was also running low. The isolation was a heavy blanket, as cold and suffocating as the snowdrifts piling up against their door. Desperation gnawed at them. One gray afternoon, John, bundled in every layer he owned, ventured out to forage for fallen branches. The ice was treacherous. A single misstep sent him tumbling down a small, slick embankment. He cried out, a sharp, pained sound swallowed by the storm. Mary, hearing his cry, rushed out to find him lying in the snow, his leg twisted at a sickening angle. Panic set in. With John injured and immobile, their already grim situation felt hopeless. Mary managed to drag him back inside, his face pale with pain. As she tended to his leg, a scratching sound at the door startled them. Peeking through the frosted window, Mary saw two pairs of piercing blue eyes staring back. Two huskies, their fur caked with snow, stood on their porch, thin and shivering. They weren't growling or aggressive, they just looked lost and hungry. Mary's heart ached for them. Looking at their meager remaining food, a small loaf of bread and some canned stew, she made a decision. She opened the door, and the dogs cautiously entered, drawn by the faint warmth. She divided their last real meal and set it down for the animals. John watched, his expression a mix of concern and understanding. The dogs devoured the food in seconds, then curled up by the hearth, their deep sighs of relief echoing in the quiet cabin. For the next few days, a strange, unspoken alliance formed. The dogs, whom they named Nanook and Sila, never left their side. They seemed to understand the gravity of the situation, their presence, a silent, furry comfort. They denudged John's hand with their wet noses and rest their heads on Mary's lap. But comfort wouldn't get them to a doctor. John's condition was worsening. An idea, wild and desperate, began to form in Mary's mind. She remembered an old sled in the shed, used for hauling firewood. The Huskies were strong, built for pulling. It was a long shot, a gamble against the fury of nature. With her remaining strength, Mary dug the sled out from under a mountain of snow. She fashioned a makeshift harness from old ropes and leather straps. Gently, she helped John onto the sled, wrapping him in every blanket they had left. The Huskies watched her, their intelligent eyes following her every move. As she clipped the ropes to their collars, they didn't resist. It was as if they knew. They leaned into the harness, their powerful legs digging into the snow. The journey was a brutal, slow-motion battle. Mary walked ahead, packing down the snow, while the dogs pulled their precious cargo with steady determination. They navigated through frozen woods and over snow-covered hills, their breath pluming in the icy air. Hours felt like days. Just as Mary felt her own strength give out, she saw a dark line in the distance. The main road. A snowplow, its yellow light a beacon of hope, was clearing a path. Mary screamed, waving her arms, and the Huskies began to bark, a frantic, joyous sound that cut through the silence. The drivers saw them. Help had finally arrived. In the heart of a silent winter, two lost dogs hadn't just found shelter. They had delivered salvation, proving that warmth comes not just from a fire, but from the incredible bonds we forge in our darkest hours. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.